Uncle Charles lived with us. He was my mother's younger brother, and he used to work at a place called Ransom and Miles Ball Bearing Factory in the drawing office, but he also joined a club, a travel club, which was called the Works Continental Tours Club, and he was the first person in my immediate family to actually go abroad in 1958. He used to take some sort of interest in my music, but mostly when he thought I was playing too loud, and he told me that when you're playing a piano, I must have been about 10 at the time, you had to play it very softly, and you don't bang it, and it has to be very soft. And he says that's why it's called a piano. Italian means soft. So I said this to my father, and he said, because he didn't have a great regard for Charles, he said, well, the real name is pianoforte, which means soft loud. So when I told Charles this, I didn't say my father had told me, he just told me to be said and not come back to me all the time in criticising what I've said. Anyway, to be fair to Charles, he did fly off in 1958 to Italy, and he went to a number of places, but he went to Sanremo as one of the places he mentioned. But the big thing he talked about was flying in an aeroplane and how it would go up and down, and it was like being on a lift mural, he said to my mother. And my mother was also very bored when he talked, and she said, oh, he's always explaining everything, isn't he? You call it mansplaining now. He is a bore. Well, maybe he was a bore, but he wasn't a bad chap. I mean, he did his best. And he did bring back a record from Italy, and in a way it began my love affair with Italy, and it ended up with me, when I retired, we bought a house, a small house in Italy, because it is my favourite country. But anyway, this was the record he brought back. I'll try it in Italian, this is terrible. Penso che in sogno così non ritorno mai più. Dipingo le mani e le facce di vanity blu. Poi improvviso venivo del vento rapido. Il che mi diceva volare nel cielo infinito. Volare, oh oh, cantare, oh 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 oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felici di stare lassù, e volare, volare, felici più in alto del sole ancora, mentre il mondo piano piano salvare lontano laggiù. Una musica voci stivano falando per me. Dollari, oh oh, cantare, oh 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 oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, nel bicchiere d'oro lassù, ma tutti il sogno n'albo sfine più perché. Quando tramonta il luna il porto con sé, ma i continua a suonare negli occhi più belli. Ci sono blu come un cielo trapunto di stelle. Volare, oh oh, felici di stare qua giù e continua a volare felici più in alto del sole ancora per sé, mentre il mondo piano piano scampava negli occhi tutto blu, e tua voce in una osca ma dolce ci suona per me. Terrible. Volare, oh oh, cantare, oh 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 oh, felici di stare lassù, quite like Italy. I suppose it's because it sort of blends. In fact, it completely mixes sort of science and art. I mean, you just look at their cars and their shoes and their leather things and ice cream and the design of things where it's sort of scientifically designed, but it's beautiful as well, such as this piano, Italian invention, which is actually, Charles, if you're listening to me up there in the sky, in the Volare, flying high, up and down, it's called a pianoforte. Chap.